兄弟们，你们看，这是南部县火车站哈。哦，下车的不允许出站，通通捞去隔离，看到没哈？看下子好生看清楚哈。看。
看好，不是现在是国难当头，你们这会这样的，怎么跟子女做表率？无名之辈，我是谁？我会谁也无所谓，谁不是拼了命走到生命的结尾？
But Dr. Lee, in the interview with the New York Times, said that he had caught it from a patient that was asymptomatic, and that, quote unquote, Dr. Lee, had gotten careless and had caught it from asymptomatic. You just mentioned the unusual nature of this. What does that lead you to believe of what this is?
The virus binds very deep into the lungs. That's where the receptors are. That for a virus to enter your lungs, it has to have a key, and that key has to fit a lock. And that lock is a protein that's deep in the lungs, and that's what makes this dangerous. It doesn't start in the upper airway like a cold or influenza usually, but it likes the receptors deep in the lung. So your normal plain chest X-ray looks fine for about 7 days, and then you start seeing these opacities deep in the lung. And then, ground glass appearance in typical viral pneumonia picture on X-ray. It's picked up a little bit earlier with CAT scans. But when you're that deep in the lungs, this causes a lot of trouble. And one of the things it can do is trigger something we call the adult respiratory distress syndrome. The capillaries of the lung become leaky, the tiny little microscopic blood vessels. They start to leak a little bit. And when they leak into the lungs, your plasma, the clear part of your blood, goes into the air sacs. And if you've got this fluid in the air sacs, you can't exchange carbon dioxide and oxygen. Your gas exchange is inhibited.
And is that what leads to these kind of rapid deaths after you're saying it's asymptomatic while it's in incubation, you could catch it, but then all of a sudden they start off with a cold or sore throat or whatever, then they get basically vital signs and it ends relatively quickly for people, correct?
Well, it can drag out a bit, but it's really not a good way to pass away through respiratory failure.